We are at MJBA headquarters with Mr. David Rheins and Bailey Hirschburg. All right, so where are we at so far?
Well, this is Cannabis Elections 2014. We've been talking about it all week. We've been talking about it all month, and here it is. It's happening. It's live, and we actually have at, what time is it, Mike? About
8:38 p.m.
8:38 p.m. Bailey says. Bailey, will you give a rundown on what we so far know about the election results?
We're hours away from knowing anything about Alaska. Oregon's looking very close, but right now, we've got the county results and
well, here's what we
county results for that. It's leading 55-44.
And this is for what result?
This was as of 8:23 p.m.
For what
on
race?
the Oregon Secretary of State's website.
And it's leading yes.
It is leaning
towards
yes.
legalization.
That is
Yes.
to allow possession, manufacture, sale of marijuana by and to adults subject to state licensing regulation.
All right, so
Alright.
that's essentially the Washington model. That looks like our neighbors to the south will go yes. Here's what else we know. The District of Columbia, for the first time in the history, well, and the first time since 80 years of prohibition was forced upon us, we have legalization of marijuana in the nation's capital. Yes, no, you cannot smoke it actually in the White House, but yes, on the way.
In the backyard. Yeah.
All right, District of Columbia, 68% overwhelmingly yes, puts a lot of pressure on Congress in a serious way. Guam, we learned earlier today, not a real big impact, but certainly a ceremonial
Notable.
victory.
Oh, Maine.
Tell us
I think it's Lewiston and South Portland. Portland, the state capital, had voted for legalization a couple of years ago, and now South Portland is set to join them. I think Lewiston hasn't been called yet, but it has a similar measure that would allow adults to possess cannabis in the city.
That's right. Conversely, in Florida, medical marijuana did not fully achieve the 60% needed to legalize. However, there was a supermajority, 57%. That's great. That certainly sets us up for some kind of legislative action in 2015, which we would anticipate, and surely says to politicians everywhere that there is a huge need for medical marijuana legislation. So that's a big moral victory, if not completely a victory. In Washington, 60-65.
We only have 2 counties that haven't reported, but it looks like voters picked to maintain the marijuana excise tax ban, 52.7% to 47.24%.
Okay, but this is not officially declared anywhere.
It's very close.
We'll have to see. It's very close, but it does not look like we were able to repeal that exclusion. And then way down in Bernalillo, is that how we're saying that?
Bernalillo.
Bernalillo. There's no O, but I'll put an O. Now there is. O or A, someplace down in New Mexico, also did decriminalize. This was not legalized, but did decriminalize. So overall, we're getting certainly some momentum in the legalization, and the crack in prohibition continues to widen. So that's good. Clearly, the big races that we're going to have to wait till either in the wee hours of the morning or sometime tomorrow morning will be Oregon and Alaska. Oregon, we're suggesting that will be yes. So then that will be 3 legal states, and the District of Columbia for recreational. And then Alaska, we're not so sure. What are you hearing about Alaska?
Alaska polls do not close for another 2.5 hours. I'm sorry, okay. 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Right. So this one's going to be close.
So we have hours before we're going to know. We'll really have to also watch the governor's race in Alaska. Between the Republican incumbent and actually a mixed ticket of an independent and a Democrat who polled really well, and we'll have to see how that all plays and how voters feel.
That's right. And as one of our informed participants here tonight has informed us, reminded us, yes, Alaska already does have a state of decriminalization. You're able to have 4 ounces at home in personal possession, have up to a couple of plants on your own. Certainly no commercial or trafficking or any
Having
illegal
possession
market
anywhere off of your property.
is problematic. But enforcement, it's a fairly libertarian kind of state. So, but we'll see what we're having. Again, thank you so much. We'll wrap it up back to the results.
Thank you.